All right. So we all have learned a few things in Blender. At least we are able to create basic geometry in Blender. That means, yes, I can share the link again, Ritima. Wait, I'll just copy it. Yeah, this is the link. It may ask you, let me show you. When you click on the link, it will take you to this page. And you'll have to just write 0 here and then get it now. It may ask you to register also. So if you feel like registering, register it. Because apart from the material, there are many other things also there on that website. You can explore it. But right now, you just need the materials with you. Now, so to create geometry, we can press Shift plus A on the keyboard, which brings me this menu. The same can be accessed by going to the add button here, and then I'm looking for some geometry. So today, instead of just creating random geometry, let's create a very rough or a very basic sort of geometry which suggests something which we are familiar with. Let's say that we want to create a lamp, and we can create it with a cylinder. Let's try doing that. So, and I want to so basically this is the base of the lamp, and I can modify it in many ways, right? So I can, and let me just put blocks of objects first, and then we will detail it out. So this is the base. I want to copy and paste it. So I'm gonna say Control C, Control V, and hit G on the keyboard, and then hit Z on the keyboard to constrain the alignment to the vertical axis and push it up. Once I'm done, I'll click to set it there, and then hit S on the keyboard to scale it. Now I want to scale it so that I can make it, and then hit again scale, and this time I'm gonna hit Z to constrain the scale to the vertical axis. We have done all these exercises in the class, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem for you. And then I can just scale it to make the rod which will have the top of the lamp. And I need to push it up also. I can do it by going to orthographic views and panning it a little bit, select, and hit G on the keyboard, press Z so vertical alignment is constrained, and then keep on pushing it till the time it merges with the bottom of the lamp. Okay, now the top part again is very simple here. I don't want to complicate it, so I'm gonna copy the same object, Control C, Control V, hit Z on the keyboard, sorry, first hit G on the keyboard, then Z on the keyboard, and then push it up. I want it to be bigger, so I want to scale it. We have done it in the class earlier, so again I'm going to repeat it. Pay full attention to it. First, I want to scale it by hitting S on the keyboard, but as I drag, I notice that it's scaling in all the axes, and I don't want that. I just want it to scale on X and Y axis, not on the Z axis, because vertically the length is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna hit escape on the keyboard, and notice what's gonna happen if I hit S for scale and press Shift plus Z, which will eliminate the scaling on the Z axis and constrain it to Y and X axis. So Shift plus Z on the keyboard brings up these guidelines, and this is what I want. We have done it, if you remember, in the class also. Nice. But this lamp needs to be hollow from the bottom. So how do we do that? We enter into sub-object mode by hitting Tab on the keyboard. When we are inside, we'll have to select the face. So go to the face select mode and click on this face and simply hit the button delete on the keyboard, and it will bring up this menu. And what I want to delete here is only face or faces in this case. Okay. Now whether it is connected with something or not, or the internal structure, I am not bothered about that. As long as it looks like a lamp, it's fine for me. Also, I think we have basic structure of the lamp, a very very basic. Now we can detail it out a little bit. uh, so uh, I want this face to be slightly smaller, like a cone sort of, face. uh, so I can hit G on the scale as on the keyboard and simply scale it like this. Perfect. Okay. I can select all the edges here by going to the edge select mode. Okay, and scale it further if need be, like this. I can extrude it also by hitting E on the keyboard and then hit Z to constrain the alignment. Okay, once you are happy with the modifications, you can experiment if you want, that's not a problem. And let's go to the bottom part. You have to hit tab to come out of the object mode, and then you can select a different object, and you can play around with this also. So I just want to scale it on X and Y axis. The base should be slightly bigger, and not much I want to do. I quickly want to show you how to add material to it. But before we do so, notice that this does not have thickness to it. So we can add thickness by adding a modifier. This is the first time I'm introducing you with the concept of modifier. Not gonna stress much upon it. Just understand that it's very very important to learn about modifiers when you are using Blender or any 3D program. And today we are going to use a modifier. See, there are 4 categories in it: modify, generate, deform, and physics. So the physics are basically simulations. Deform does what it says. There are different ways how you can deform it, right? And generate will help you generate additional geometry. We will cover these things later on, at least some of it, because if you understand the concept of at least one of these 4 categories, you'll be able to experiment with the rest of them. So here I see in the generate section there is something called solidify. The solidify simply means that if something is 3D, it is considered to be a solid sort of structure. Now right now you will say, sir, this is 3D. No, this is not 3D. This is a 2-dimensional surface wrapped in a 3D space because it does not have any thickness in it. So we have to add thickness by adding the modifier called solidify. The moment I do so, you will see that something happened, right? But we'll have to increase the thickness here. And as I do so, notice now it has some thickness added to it. This part. Okay. Now so far so good, it's fine. We can add a light source also inside because it's a lamp. We'll have to have that. Now in order to do so, I'll have to work here in this area, maybe shorten this a little bit. So first let's just shorten this pole a little bit, and this time I'm not gonna scale it because when I do it, it happens on both the sides. So rather I can simply go to the object mode by hitting tab and select the circle at the top and then push it down. But there is a problem, I can't select it. So I'll have to switch to a different view, or what I can do, simply select this top object and look in the scene collection, and there it highlighted cylinder 002, and I can simply hide it by switching off the eye icon. And now I can select this one, hit tab to go inside, and then select the circle, and what I need to do is grab this and then push it down. But as I do so, I notice that there are some problems, right? This is not what I want. Mistakenly what I did, I did not switch to the face mode, and accidentally I ended up selecting just one small edge. So be very vigilant about these small mistakes. You go to the face mode, make sure when it is highlighted, then hit G on the keyboard and Z and then push it down. Okay, now I want a bulb here to be created. So how do we do that? We go outside, and I'm not gonna bother much about the bulb because I just want to put the light source there, right? And we have currently one light and one camera in the scene. So either I can use this light here or make a copy of it and then put it there. So both the options. In fact, we will require two lights, one which shows the lamp from outside, another which is inside the lamp, and then we will see how it reacts to the scene elements. So I'm gonna switch back the top of it. Okay, and let me select all of it and then push it slightly up, because if I go to orthographic view, I see it's not aligned with the plane. So all I have to do is hit G on the keyboard, hit Z to constrain it to the vertical axis, and then push it till the time it aligns it with the surface of the X and Y axis. Done. I also need something at the bottom, because if I go to viewport shading mode, this is what I see. Okay, the light is there, it's interacting with the object as well. Okay, this light is helping us see the object, but there is no surface on which the lamp is standing. So let's quickly add that. We can do that by hitting Shift A on the keyboard, go to the mesh, choose plane, and we'll add a plane, hit S on the keyboard to scale, and then drag. Now you see that the shadow is there which the lamp is casting. Okay, so we have a basic, very absolute basic lamp is there. We have managed to create some geometry, we have managed to use one modifier also, and we understand how the light behaves with the objects in the scene also. And I can move this light if I want. So instead of using the shortcuts, I'll use the move tool here and then show you that light does reacts based on its position. Okay, so there are different type of lights available in Blender, and we will learn about those also if time allows us, or maybe in future if we continue these sessions. Now I can make a copy of it. Control C, Control V. You notice the intensity got doubled because there are two light sources juxtaposed on top of each other at the same location. So one is selected right now, which I can push and then move it in a different direction. And I can also use this light source inside the lamp. Okay, I'll have to align it from all the directions. So I'm gonna go to the orthographic view first and align it like this. Then I'm gonna switch to the Y view, align it again, and let's quickly check the Z view also. It's perfectly in the center, so it is doing what we want. You can see that the lamp, oh, is there some problem? No, I think it's fine. So you can see how lamp light is also casting shadow. To see how the lamp is actually behaving with the whole scene, we can switch this light off. So let's select it, go to the scene collection and switch it off, and we can see that the light is, I think the direction of the light is not intense enough actually. So we can make a copy and either we can increase the intensity, but right now I'm not gonna go and then talk about the lights. We are just doing things so that we can have an overall understanding of how a scene is composed. So I'm just gonna say Control C and Control V a few times to copy. No. I think the position of the light is wrong. Yeah, now I can see some traces of the light behaving with the surface. Yeah, I'm fine with this much. It was hiding under the geometry actually, so that's why we couldn't see this. Now let's bring up the another light we have, and we have both the lights visible in the scene. Okay, that's about light. We can add more lights if we want. Control C, Control V. I hope you are able to create at least this much. Was it clear enough?
Yes, sir.
Rest of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, to add material to it. Now, there are ways how you can create material from scratch, and that is what usually people do in Blender. But then the community really, advanced, and they have brought in new ways, and basically it's about sharing among the people who work in Blender. So they created a library, the whole set of materials which can be just dragged and dropped inside Blender. So that is how we are going to apply material to it. And in order to do that, you'll have to open up okay, let's do it the easy way. So basically in Blender, if you want to make more viewports, you have to go to the corner of any of the viewport, and when you see this crosshair cursor, notice if I put my cursor here and then drag, it will give you another viewport. Okay, so I want a viewport on the left hand side which allows me to browse the materials I have in the asset library, asset browser, that is what it is. In earlier version of Blender it was not there, but they have added it now. So to change this viewport, you have to go click on the top left corner on this icon, which will give you access to different kind of viewports. So I'm gonna go and then look for asset browser, and it changes. Right now we don't have anything in this, but if you click on this, I have a material pack which I have installed earlier. So first let me show you how it looks, and then later on I'll tell you how to add it to your Blender. I'm gonna click on material pack, and it gives me access to a range of predefined materials which I did not create. I simply copied it all from the link I have shared with you. Okay, you can also search these materials by typing things here. So let's say I don't know if it has steel or not, so if I type steel, it gives me options of the steel, AMI, galvanized steel, and all those things. Now the metal or any other material for that matter, it will depend upon the lighting conditions you have in the scene. So don't expect that if you drag the steel it will look like steel. It may look like something else, but with correct style lighting and with correct ambient settings, it will definitely look like steel. But right now let's just learn how to apply material. You can drag the materials and then put it directly on the object. If you don't see it showing up here in the viewport, that means you have to go to a mod where it's actively rendering the material in the viewport, and for that you'll have to go to viewport shading mod, and now you see the steel material is applied to it. Here I want to apply, let's say, wood, so let's type in wood, and I have a variety of it here, so I'm just gonna pull one of it and then put it here. Oh, yeah, got applied. It may take a while depending upon how fast your computer is. Mine is not good enough, so it took a little while. Okay, now for the top also, let's say I want the same material. Can simply drag it and then drop it on this, and you can see now there are various ways how we can map this texture on the surface, and that happens in the UV editing. In the next class, or maybe next to next class, when you are able to assemble a scene, I'll show you how to do UV editing also. Guys, do you have any questions?
Sir, don't you have fabric textures to apply on the top portion of lamp?
We might have. I haven't checked this library completely, so let me see. Uh, yes, we do have fabrics also, so you guys can try it out. There are many materials, and
So
don't just
I wanted to ask you that, like you've given the assignment of making a whole classroom or a room. So can we make multiple objects in one screen only, or do we have to make separately and import them?
no. You can make all the object in one scene only. So if you attend 2-3 more classes, na, it will be clearer in your head. So just don't look for the final assignment, look for what I am showing you right now. If you are able to build a lamp, you try making a fancier lamp first. If you can do that, try making a simple table, a simple chair, very simple things, and that way you'll be able to understand how scene can be set up. You'll be more, you know, what you could say, acquainted with the whole blender, workspace. And after that, you can simply import things from outside. There are many models available for free, so I'll show you those resources also, and those all can be imported as your asset in the asset browser. So the way I am dragging and dropping materials right now, you can same way drag and drop your 3D assets also into your scene. Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. So guys, this much I want you to do and show me. Okay, now let me show you how to add this material library. So I'm going to just add another library with a different name, but the content will be same. Okay, so in order to do so, what we have to do is go to the edit menu. First, I forgot, I have to show you that what happens when you download it. So after downloading the file from the link I showed you, you will get this zip file. You have to unzip it to get a folder inside which you will find many files. Okay, there are many files in this, so you don't have to worry about what's inside the folder. All you have to do is just make sure that this folder is unzipped and kept in a place where you can browse and navigate it. So I have kept it inside the data folder, under blender folder, under assets. Okay, so in order to add that to your material browser, you have to go to the edit menu, choose preferences, and here the last option which is highlighted right now is file path. And here in the asset library, you can see material pack, that's the name I have given, and the folder navigates to the folder inside which all the materials are kept. So I'm gonna add the same file path again. Let's try it. I don't know whether it's gonna throw me a warning message or not, but or let me just close this, and the moment I closed it, you see all the materials got disappeared from the library. Let me click on the plus sign here, go to the folder where I have kept it. You have to double click on the folder and you may not see anything inside the folder. Okay, but don't worry, if you know that those files are there, it's fine. There is nothing here. I'm just gonna click add asset library. That's it. Okay, and then I'm gonna change the name to material pack or whatever name you want to give. You can add many asset libraries. The way I have material pack here, you can also have let's say 3D asset pack. Okay, and once it is done, click on this hamburger icon and click on save preferences. It auto saves it also, but it's a good practice to just make sure that it is saved. And then if you go here, you can see material pack is listed here. You click on that and you will have access to all those materials. Understood? Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now a few of the materials are very heavy and might take a while to get rendered in the viewport. So just by dragging and dropping, you don't get worried if it is not rendering instantly. It might take a while depending upon how fast your computer is and what kind of material are you applying. That will also affect the render time. So just showing you a few examples. For example, this very nice material. You can also edit these materials, but I'm not gonna go in that direction today. So basically you can go to shading and see this is what the material is built of, the whole thing. All right, so let's go back to the layout. Tell me, how confident are you that you'll be able to do this much at least? What you see? %40. Okay, no problem.
Completely.
Very good. Rest of you, are you there?